first of all, systems center, the systems of how they are now, our systems of accountability, center punishment. Right. They don't center the harm.
Right.
They center how much time you gonna get, how long you gonna be suspended from school, how much is your fine gonna be. They're not centering, okay, relationships were harmed here, how can we repair that harm? It's fundamentally not set up to where actually you can get your harm repaired, right? And so when you think about it, even from that, like we've socialized our children through in-school suspension, out-of-school suspension, expulsion, to experience accountability in a way that is harmful to them, right? So if you got a student that's been experiencing like in-school suspension or out-of-school suspension for years, right? When they get out, it's gonna be like, this is normal, I'm used to this, right? Even if you talk about like what we experience on a daily, like you can thoroughly equate that to accountability in school and discipline, like, right? And so when I'm trying to break down the school to prison pipeline for somebody, I literally ask them these questions, right? When you're driving, what do you get?
Nervous.
Okay, right. Somebody pulls you over, what do you get then?
More nervous.
Okay, and then so do they give you like a ticket? If you keep getting pulled over for speeding, they're gonna give you a ticket, right?
Yeah.
And so if you keep getting tickets, what's gonna happen?
Man, you're gonna get your license suspended.
Right, and if you get caught driving without a license, what's gonna happen?
You're gonna get put in jail.
Exactly, right. And if you keep going to jail, what happens next?
You stay in jail.
Right, and then you go to prison, and then when you come out of prison, what you on?
Man, you can't get housing.
Exactly.
You not driving.
Right.
You lack of employment opportunities.
Right, because you on probation or parole.
Right.
So that system exists in our schools.
Right.
You keep showing up to class late, you get a referral.
Right.
Or a demerit, depending on where you are.
Right. And you're taking us back.
Right. You keep getting referrals.
Right.
You get put in ISS, which really looks very similar to solitary confinement.
Right.
You keep going to in-school suspension. You go out-of-school suspension.
Right.
You come back from out-of-school suspension.
You're behind.
And my students will say, I'm on papers.
Right.
Which is ironically very similar to what somebody will say if they on
parole.
Exactly. So what we did is we've trained our students to experience these punitive forms of accountability and not get any of their needs taken care of. Like you said before, they're behind. Just like once you come out of prison, you behind.
Right.
Because you were frozen in time when you went in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But what I'm really hoping, and I think where we at in Nashville, and this is where my hopes come from, it feels like people are more understanding that system of punitive punishment when it comes to accountability is not the way you actually change people.
Right.
The way you change people is giving them an opportunity to restore by centering the harm.